August 13th, checking out the hive we did a split on. There's a lot of wax cappings outside the hive though. I'm not sure. Pretty sure that's a sign of robbing, but you can see if it was, how bad it was. Coming and going from the side as well here.
Yeah, I got this side over here. I'll do it again.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, that's... I'm worried those are robbers because they're coming up and out. They're not coming at us, they're coming up and out of the hive. Because the wind's blowing this way, yeah.
Yeah.
Up on that side, work with it.
And of course he starts blowing the other way.
That's okay. So, this was all honey, right?
Yeah.
And then we put the extracted stuff, you put
Right.
that back in here. So we could probably just pull this off. I don't think you're going to find anything in here.
Right.
Just looking at what we have. But what we can, we'll be able to look from underneath to see if there's anything. But the brood chamber is going to be lower if there's anything. So
Real quick. Oh, here. I think this is why it was hard to get it back off.
yeah, and they'll seal the cracks too. We don't want to take too much off because in the wintertime they're going to want this draft,
All right.
few drafts as possible.
Where am I going to put this?
It's going to be pretty light, so
Right here?
you can't actually. I want to put it on end, so we can set it on the rubber roof.
Oh, so like set it on the side of the box?
Yeah, that way we can look underneath at the bars. I'm not sure if that's going to be glued together. Oh, you got it. Yeah, just set it on end so that we can look at the bottom. And yeah, there's nothing in there. I do see some small hive beetles in there though, so we need to keep an eye on that. Make sure we don't have any issues.
All right. Would it be smart to put these back on that?
We need to see if the queen's in here still.
Okay.
So if the queen is still in here, we could. I don't know. This looks like a lot of like a robbing activity, but there's still a lot of honey in here. So.
All right. Next step. Just start taking it
let's
out.
go ahead and go to the bottom box, and then we'll inspect. I typically like to start at the bottom, work my way up.
Got
Okay.
it.
Yep. It's mostly
Same
honey.
thing instead of-
Mostly honey. Yeah, you can set that one on the side as well. Yeah, that's mostly honey. So we're looking for brood chamber, and we're hoping it's down in here. This was freshly drawn out comb last time, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, I
not?
believe so. Looks like it.
Yeah. Go ahead and start at one side, and we'll work our way across.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with this one. This is
Yeah. So you have cat brood. That was from last time. But see how this is all shredded, and there's little pieces of wax in there? That's been robbed out. So if they've robbed that close to the brood chamber, yeah, see how this is shredded?
Yeah.
So this is normal. This is shredded. That's robbing right there.
Gotcha.
Let's keep going. See what we got. I mean, there's still a chance that there could be a queen in here.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that one didn't get drawn out. Yeah, most of this look has been
Where's the
robbed.
beetle though?
I wouldn't worry about that too much right now. We'll not have this. Yeah, this has all been robbed out.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit that hasn't been. Yeah, and there's a small hive beetle right there.
Yeah.
Again, small hive beetles are not always the worst thing in the world, but when your hive is weak, then they can be, because they can slime everything out.
So these two haven't been touched. Nothing in this one.
Nothing.
Yeah, these are robbed out. You can see it from here.
They're starting to get there. They still have a little honey in some of them.
Is it possible that's part of the problem? Leaving too much honey for them?
It's possible. That's kind of what.
More than they can protect.
So that was the reason that we put this in that location, though, so all the other ones would come back to that hive and protect it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a little honey there.
Yeah, there's some honey in this one still, but they're definitely robbing out. And that's what this is, right? That's just torn up wax.
Yeah, they tore the wax cappings off. Typically, if it's their own hive, they won't tear it off like that. They'll reuse it somewhere. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking for the queen on the bottom board. We did get a red dot on her.
Yeah.
So most likely, if she is anywhere, she's in here somewhere still. See, the other thing about robbing and stuff, we have this stuff on the bottom board, and potentially things can start growing in there. That's why, like wax moth larvae or small hive beetles and stuff. I don't really see her.
Look normal.
Yeah. The queen will be smaller when she's dead because she'll be dehydrated, but we did mark her, so. I don't see anything in there. All right, smash that guy. Yeah, just smash him. Okay. Let's get that next box and just set it back on top of here so we can inspect it at a decent level. The white one, yeah. Now she could have moved up. She could still be in there. I think when we saw her, she was working this side, so one of these is the side that we. I didn't see a queen in the bottom. I mean, if she's in here, this is the tiniest cluster ever, but it's always a possibility, so. That's all honey. All right, so.
What are you going to do with that?
Did we just break that honey open, or is that?
I think that was one we did last time. Looks
Well,
like
usually they
something we tried
repair it. Yeah, that's the one that comes through. So this honey here, it looks slimy to me. It doesn't look like regular honey.
Yeah.
See how that's regular shiny? That's
Yeah.
a little slimy. That could be small hive beetles. May have started sliming that already. But we don't want to leave it inside this hive because the small hive beetles will get to it. But the small hive beetles don't like light, so yeah. See, that looks like that area looks like it's been slimed.
So that's probably what happened.
Yep. Unless it's just from them robbing it.
Yeah.
No, typically sliming is from the small hive beetles, but it's after the hive has been weakened. So yeah, it's very well, it could have been not enough bees to cover it. Wow. So what we can do is we can put these on that stronger hive, and they should be able to take care of it and clean it up. I just want to see. Yeah. So the queen didn't even lay anymore after we saw her, huh?
Doesn't look like it.
No, just honey. So when we found that hive originally, it was too deep with one extra. We could put it back on there. The only problem would be is we do need to treat them for mites. You can't treat them with honey supers on because it can contaminate this honey if it's for human consumption. Yeah, that's all honey. Honey, they're just robbing that one out now. Honey and honey. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and get one box full of honey, and then we'll put that back on this stronger hive, and they should be able to clean it up. And these are robbers, so you don't typically, when we're inspecting the hives, they don't come flying out. They come flying out. If they do, they come flying out at you. They don't just fly out and go away.
Yeah.
Definitely robbers. So
All right, so we're going to put these back on?
Yeah, let's grab the ones that have the fullest, and we can at least put it on the big hive for them to protect. And then if they need it, they can have it through the winter. Or if we need to treat, then we can always take out and extract stuff. The ones that have been slimed, they'll clean up if it is truly slimed, or it may just be them starting to rob it out. So.
All right, so we need to crack that one off?
Yeah, so this one's, they would consider this a dead out if it's starting to get robbed out like this, so. Not what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody hopes for that. Let's see how this one's doing. Yeah, I had one hive that had a queen in it. She was laying drones, and they were starting to make queen cells off of her unfertilized eggs, and they couldn't do anything. So actually, we can leave the top on this and just start from the bottom. So we'll take the top box off with the inner cover. We'll just set it over here for now, and then we'll move it back when we're done. There it is. It's just heavy. You got this one?
Sure. Where are we going?
Let's just set it on that one. Just move it straight on over. That's mostly honey, so they're probably in really good shape. Forgot about that.
Same.
It's okay. We can move
This direction?
over. Yeah, or maybe the second or third one. We can't move that one.
All right. So what are we doing?
Let's smoke them real quick. Just let them know that we're in here, and then we're looking for the brood chamber. Well, we're looking for a brood frame, and we're hoping to be able to do a mite test to see if they need to be treated. That's probably good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to free this one.
Okay.
We need to get your frame fix in here the next time if we can.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is free. Coming up. You want it? Yep, good deal. We got brood on this side. Cat brood on this side, so.
All right. What do you want to do?
We're looking for open larvae. So we've got cat brood. You can see the young bees. See how there's no issues with their wings. So typically, if you start getting mite issues, their wings will be deformed or they won't be connected. So they have 4 wings. So the front 2, those 2 are connected. Sometimes if they're split off, that's K-wing. That could be the signs of a mite issue. And then see how that's pollen in there. So they've got the resources they need to keep laying. And then obviously they have a good queen in here. And I'm not sure if you noticed, they are calmer. So it could have been my dirty bee suit, or maybe we haven't got to the point where we're gonna upset them yet. But so a lot of these bees on the ground may have actually been dead from fighting. There, you got it.
Oh, I tried not to murder her. Now she's staring me, eye contact.
That's okay. Remember, we're gonna have to dispatch some here too once we find the right frame. Oh yeah, that looks nice. That's promising. So cat brood. I do see some open larvae, so this would be a good frame to take. So typically, so this is just hatched out. This is going through the phases of hatching out, and then she's already laid back here. So if you can see the white back here, that'll soon get capped. This is the frame that you want to pull. See, there's a young bee right there. This is the frame that you would prefer to take, because it has the nurse bees, and these would be the ones that are most likely to have the most of the mites, and that's where you usually do your test, not in the ones that are flying in and out of the hive a lot.
Gotcha.
Now, most important thing, I think, is, yeah, see those are all open. So you've got your cat brood, and then all that's open. See, she's already filled all that. That's great. So my most important thing now is find the queen. So this would be a good frame to shake, but I'm not going to shake it until we find the queen. She's not on this frame, most likely will be okay. So I'm going to set this one out and put it over here. But I would like to go, yeah, just keep going. And then I'd like to know that she's not on there. But they do have a good brood pattern, and if that upper part is mostly honey, then they're good to go through the winter. We can go ahead and put the extra honey on there.
This one we got tagged too, right? You got a little dot?
Yes, she'd have a red dot on her. I don't see any. Looks good though, there's a lot of larvae and everything. So we're still a lot of larvae here, so not a lot of eggs. So she's probably further into the hive. So I'm just going to set this one here. Go ahead and take that next one out. Yeah, I'll grab that from you. I like to have my back to the sun, so you see all the white larvae next to the cap larvae, and then out here you're starting to see really young stuff, so we're getting closer to where the queen is. And I see eggs are just tipping over, so we're getting closer to her, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, here's a bee that, look, see that bee that's on the cap brood? Hang on a second. See her?
Yeah.
Her wings aren't completely connected. No? Oh, now they are. See if I can find it. That's the sign that there could be a mite load, or mites in here, or enough that they can't deal with. See that one? You can see that right wing, you can see the second underwing sort of disconnected. Usually that underwing is really far forward if it's mite issues, but these girls seem to be okay. Flip this. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one back in. Oh goodness, come on, girls. Lots of great pollen resources on cat brood and cat brood. This hive's doing really well. Again, there's one right there. See how the wings disconnected? Mm-hmm. Those are just things to look for. Usually the deformed wings are the worst because the wings don't fully, like, I don't know what the best word for it is, like inflate. You know how when they pump the veins tight so they're flat, they're shriveled. So they can't fly, and if they can't fly, then they can't do anything for the hive. It's got a lot of open larvae too. Keep going here. Again, this is probably going to be our test frame. We just really want to make sure we find the queen. It's better to see her and then take the chance of killing her. Got it? So these are all about to be hatched, so not a ton of eggs here. So she must be having to skip across all the frames to fill this stuff in. Where are you, girl? This is the oldest frame in the box. That was probably from the original nuke. It doesn't look like any of the others. See, she got nails instead of staples.
Yeah. And there's oh my god. The frame itself doesn't have one of the plastic things in it.
Oh yeah, it had holes in the end bars too, so it's probably wired. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
That's pollen. It's all resources. Oh, there are eggs in the open spots in there though. That's cool. It's rare to find them this far out, but I sometimes find them in the side of on the outside frame of ours. So. Yeah, I don't see her. So probably not on that outside frame. There's not much going on here, so we'll just leave that frame in. Set this back in. I'll go ahead and compress those back over. I'm going to check this one and double check it. And then we'll do the mite test on this one. Yep, there's no queen on that side. And there's no queen on that side. And I will double check just to make sure. She should have a big red dot, but it's more important to look for a queen, not necessarily the red dot when you're about to take a sample. Just in case they did supersede her in the time since we've been here. All right, this is the one I'm gonna do a sample on. So I'm gonna do it over here. So what I do is I will shake these bees off of this frame into here.
Okay.
Try to get it in here so they don't get spewed everywhere. Okay. And then go ahead and take that frame. You can set that one back in.
Okay. What about the one out?
They'll be okay. Oh, that's the last one. So that's the second frame. So, or the third frame. So. And then to do this test, yeah, you can put it in now. Yep, we're done looking in the bottom box. And again, I'll try to keep the alcohol away from the smoker. So typically the non-nurse bees will fly out. I'm just going to show you this. I'm going to take a scoop and then I'm going to put it in there real quick. Okay. So I want a nice level scoop. Tap it in there, close it, give them a little shake, and those have been dispatched. So that's our sample. Again, I don't like killing bees, but it's like taking a biopsy of the superorganism.
Yeah.
You've got to test it to know that they're healthy. Otherwise, you'll lose all the bees, not just a small handful. So, and let me get that screwed on there. So, what I did there, and we don't necessarily need to check this at this moment, but you have to shake it for a minute. What we can do in the meantime, we can put that back on there. Yeah. So, from what I'm seeing inside the hive, there is a queen in there, and they are healthy. So we don't really need to check this upper box. And by the weight of it, they've got a lot of honey. So, but we're going to also give them another thing of honey. So
the white one?
So we'll give them the blue one. So we'll double deep, and then we'll put the white one that we filled with honey on top of that. So it'll be double deep plus one, similar to the hive that we found at the beginning of the year.
All right, so take this off or no?
Let's take it off after we move it, just so that it's not all over our faces. And you don't want to, so you can shake these. They call this an alcohol wash method, but swirling it actually is better because the alcohol passes through the cluster of bees, and then the mites fall off. So
get the dead bodies off of here.
So these tops are a little leaky. Oh, you got it. Try to puff them just so they kind of go down a little bit. There you go. And then you can take the inner cover off. Then we'll put this honey super on, and there won't be any robbing. It'll be in their hive. So, and if these are not your bees that are robbing, then this hive will defend its entrance. Have you been seeing much bearding on this hive at night?
On this hive?
Yeah.
Not at night.
You see it during the day at all? Or?
I saw a couple times, yeah.
Okay. So we may want to reduce the entrance just a tiny bit, just so that they can defend it a little better, just in case there are other bees out here that are coming for this hive, and now they know about it, and then they may try to come for this hive. So. You good?
Yeah. Not as heavy as the first one.
Yeah. About 2/3 the weight. The depth is different. And then we'll go ahead and center these frames back up so that your spacing is the same. So just get on this side and push this whole set over. There you go. And then same over here. Just compress the shoulders. Perfect. There you go. That's it. And then you can put your inner cover back on. And this is how we're going to leave it. Again, certain time of year, the queen excluder just needs to come off, so that if we end up leaving this the way it is and don't touch it the rest of the year, which we probably will, but they could potentially use all the space. But if you have a queen excluder on there in the wintertime, as the cluster moves up, they'll move up and realize that they won't realize that she can't get through it, and they could leave her behind and then she could get chilled and die.
Gotcha.
So this hive, not sure if you can see that on the camera, has 0 mites. So you do not need to do a mite treatment on this. I don't see a single mite in here. That's great. It's good genetics. Plus the brood break, everything else that kind of happened.
Yeah.
You may want to just look in that cluster, make sure there's no queen in there in case she climbed out on us. Yeah, I'm going to shake this really vigorously because these girls are already gone. So I'm just going to shake, shake, shake to see if I can get one out of here. It's 0, that is impressive though. I don't see her.
So what's this type again? No, this is different than a short one, or is this just a younger one?
Sometimes if they've eaten a lot, they're fuller.
Gotcha.
The younger ones are fuzzier, but all right, might count as 0 on that. That's
Perfect.
perfect. Yes, that is exactly what you want.
Good news, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They've lost a queen, but
Yeah, but this hive is doing well. So we're back down to 1. We had the opportunity for 2, but that
do we not want to
wasn't in the cards.
box? Set it aside for this time, I guess, in there.
We'll figure that out
In a second.
when I turn this off, and we'll find a home for everything. But, that's where we are for today.